Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so I was gonna do this as like a recorded video, but I decided that I would probably never get anything done if I did that, and it would probably take me like way longer. I don't really have much time to edit things at the moment. But Midori, who is my main moderator and everything, uh, wanted a breakdown on the Qudans versus Rangchu match at the Tekken World Tour Finals in 2018, and I thought I would make one because it's actually pretty interesting. So before we do that, I do need to show you some like really basic stuff about Tekken. I actually wrote notes for this, if you can believe it, which I never do. The problem is that now I have to try and read my own handwriting, which is a lot harder. So Tekken runs at 60 frames per second. This is important because if you look at the frame data here, and yeah, I'm not that good, but I'm like good enough to watch things and puzzle stuff out. So you can see here using the paid DLC because Banco are fucking assholes like that. Um, your standard jab comes out in 10 frames. This is important because that's basically the fastest that a move can be, so 1/6 of a second. Um, when you are talking frame advantage, it's really important to know that because it means that like any move that has it is minus on block but is less than -11 on block is safe. Where this becomes interesting is when you start looking at like frame traps and such, where it's like, oh, I'm +2, so if I do an 11 frame move, because the earliest that they can do anything is, frame 12, then I can hit them, which is called a frame trap. So that's important. The other thing that you got to mind is that Tekken has 3 hit zones. This is similar to fighting games, but the terminology is a bit different. So in fighting games, you have like uh, mids and then highs, which can't be blocked ducking, so they're called overheads often, and you have lows, which have to be blocked ducking. And in Tekken, you have highs, you have mids, which have to be blocked standing, and you have lows, which have to be blocked crouching. So if I tell them to crouch guard, and I do this, so even though he's set to guard, he can't block that because it's a mid, but if I do a low, he can block that just fine. Similarly, standing guard, low, can block it. Most moves that launch your opponent are mids. So the main mix-up that the game has is mid-low mix-ups. You don't really have like high-low mix-ups because high attacks your opponent can just duck them. See? What else? Right, electrics. So something that I'm going to talk about a lot during this because Qudans plays Devil Jin is the electric. So Devil Jin has this like crouch dash command stance. Um, I wouldn't say that. This game has much better equivalent overheads than most fighting games do. Because you have like this huge move list, and lots of these moves hit mid, or they hit like at varying heights, so you have to be ready for it. It's a very different experience from playing a 2D fighting game. So, uh, Devil Jin has this crouch dash, and if you do 2 out of it, you get this uppercut. The crouch dash input is forward, neutral, down, down, forward, so a dragon punch motion, like that. If you do this frame perfectly, which I can't actually do. I could do this just fine the other day, come on. There we go, did you hear that electric sound effect? That occurs if you do the move frame perfectly, so you do the entire input in 4 frames. The electric move has more pushback on block, it does more damage. I think it's slightly faster to come out, but the main mix here is that as a Mishima, in addition to having the electric, which is this amazing high-hitting launcher, you also have the Hell Sweep. So see how quickly that came out? And then you can like do, I think you stand up into, is it, I don't actually play this character, so that's not the move. That Hell Sweep comes out in 16 frames, which is very fast for like a low that gives you a full juggle. which I don't actually know what the juggle of that is, because I don't play Devil Jin, but the point remains, like, you have this low that gives you a full launch, but you also have the option to go into a mid off it. Now, the mid is longer, but if you catch them crouching, then, because they're scared of the hell sweep, then you get to launch them with this. So this is like a proper 50-50 mix-up, and then if they're standing up or doing something, there's a good chance that you can just interrupt them with an electric. So, like, you have this insanely nasty pressure game, and people who are better than me can do, like, you can kind of, like, chain this crouch dash together, which is called a wave dash. This technology predates Smash Brothers, by the way, just to put that out there. Um, so you can, like, constantly, like, keep up in their face, and then the minute you see them do something, it's like, oh, well, I guess, you know, I'll hit you with a hell sweep, and now you're launched, and I get to a full juggle. So, when you do, like, juggles in this game, like, juggles have, like, a, kind of a prescribed format, I guess, is the way to put it. So if you look at these sample combos, let's do this one. So you can see that after he landed this move, it doesn't happen there because they were not launched. But if you do it like that, they go into this state where they, like, screw around in the air and bounce on the ground. That's called a screw, and it functions as a juggle extender. You can only do one per juggle combo. But the enemy is considered airborne during an entire state that they're, like, bouncing on the ground. So it's how you, like, extend a combo before you finish it. So as you can see here, using the sample combo, they get the screw and they use that to do dash up, back 2-1. Yeah, I wonder if you can. Is that into thing? What is it? No, okay, so it is just. That's really weird. Okay. I need to not lab characters during the explanation. So, like, that's like the foundation of the combo system. You need to first get your opponent up in the air, and then you need to, like, chain as many moves as possible before ending in a screw, and then you do the finisher off the screw. What else? So, and I'm going to talk about this a lot too, with punishing moves in this game. So, like, let's see, do standing block. See, this is -1, so it's totally safe. If I do, that's -8, so it's safe. That's not going to help because that's a low. That's -16, right? So the earliest that you can act after you do this move is 16 frames later, which means that if your opponent does anything in that is like 15 frames or better, then they get to hit you for free. And there are plenty of characters that have, you know, launches, like this is an 11 frame launcher. And, like, if you get, so, like, if you do a -12 move and Devil Jin is fast, I mean, yeah, it doesn't, but because you can really easily buffer a move during block stun, you can basically do, like, frame perfect punishes really, really easily. Well, Hell Sweep is fast for a low that crushes high and gives you a full juggle on hit. But the real reason that it's fast is that until, like, this part of the, can I hide the display? No, I can't hide the menu. Until, like, the part where he spins around, the move is, like, very, like, it could be literally 4 other moves, or it could be nothing at all. So you have to be, like, and you have to, like, constantly be looking for this low high mix-up, and if you are pressing buttons, like, if you did anything that was 12 frames or faster, and they decided to do, like, electric at the same time, you're going up and they're getting a full juggle. Like, it does a lot of damage. Okay, it does 20 damage straight up, and if you do an electric, which I'm bad at, it does more. Yeah, it does 23 if you get an electric. So, like, yeah. So a lot of stuff in this game is based on, you have, moves are, like, divided into X frame punishes, so, like, this is -14, so your opponent can do any move that will hit on frame 13. And it's guaranteed, so you have, like, an I-13 punish. For most people, it's going to be an I-12 punish. But that's kind of how like the blocking game works. So you need to like not put yourself too minus on block, or else you lose your turn. And if you are like um minus, technically as soon as you are minus, your turn can be over because your opponent can just jab and eat. Like no matter what you do, it's going to be slower than that jab. But it's more complicated than that because there are like delayable strings where like the next part of the string may come out faster than the jab or whatever. So there's a lot going on. Um, let's have a look at the actual game because that basically sums up like all of the stuff that you need to keep in mind while we're going over this stuff. So let me. Oh, actually, no. I need to talk about one more thing. So something important about Panda. Let me. Is that not what? Oh, I need a second controller if I'm gonna do that. Okay. Um. So Panda's jab, his one is actually 11 frames, not 10 frames. Um. His two is his 10-frame jab. Which is important because it comes from the other side. It's kind of a weird thing to be doing that, and the options that you get off it aren't as good as off a regular jab. But like if you were just pressing square like you normally would, like to do, oh, I'm going to do a jab, it comes out slower. So you need that mindfulness that on Kuma, his 10-frame punish is actually his two, not his one. So because Panda is like that, like Panda is really weird. Panda isn't really played very much, as the esports video that we looked at went into. Um, he's a low tier character because, like, okay, traditionally in Tekken, uh, there was only like the other characters and Mishima tier because all of the like god tier characters were Mishimas. That's kind of gone away now, but it's still like relevant to keep in mind. And a big part of that is because like wave dashes were really good. It probably wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that many of the, in fact, probably the biggest core mechanical change, which was the addition of the universal low parry, uh, was probably specifically to nerf Mishima Hell's Weight Pressure. Um, it's now like I was thinking about this while I was writing my notes and stuff. It's like it might actually be for that exact reason because Tekken 4, which was the game before the Universal Low Parry was added, changed Electric Wind God Fist to be high instead of mid. Because in Tekken 3 and before, that like super fast 11 frame launcher that, does 23 damage and did more damage back then and is safe on block if you do the electric, that used to be a mid. So you had a true 50-50 where like you got to juggle no matter what happened. It was really stupid. Okay, so let's look at the actual game because I like wrote a bunch of stuff that goes with it. So let's turn that off. Here we are. So this is STK's upload of Qudans versus Rangchu. If you want to see the whole video, check that out. I'm gonna jump like kind of straight into the game and stuff. So like right away, we start. So we're gonna go over here to the 3-minute mark. So Rangchu has, you tap down forward as your opponent hits you with a low attack, and it puts them into that like bound state. I think I can show you actually. Let me. Okay, how do I tell you to do the thing? Alright. Oh, I see. Move list. Let's tell it. Do you have like a dedicated low move? I genuinely don't remember. Yeah. Okay, go. Would Would you like to do the thing? Oh, wait. I gotta tell it. Yeah. No, that's a mid. I don't know Panda's moveset that well, so Yeah, hunting is that low stance that Kuma has. It's actually smart enough to, this'll do, because this does a low. Yeah, okay, so 1, 2. Yeah, and that state is like juggleable and so on, so like if it hits you with it, then you can do like juggles and shit out of it. Um, you do see one in this game, I think, but like it given that like Tekken 5 was Tekken 5 is sort of like the first like real Tekken game. Tekken 3 still had a lot of jank in it. Although I think like in a sense it's the very first like real Tekken game where you had like proper 3D movement and like 3D actually mattered and so on, because like earlier games were not like that. Um and then Tekken 4 like really explored the 3D thing to its detriment to an extent, but I think it's good that it like explored with it. And then Tekken 5 went back to like the Tekken 3 style gameplay, but with much more refinement, and it kept the nerf to Electric Wind God Fist, but it also added the universal low parry, which I am like 80% certain was to nerf Mishima Hell Sweep Pressure. So let's go back over here. So we're a few seconds into the round, and I want to set the stage here. So this is Grand Finals Tekken World Tour 2018. Rangchu is in the losers bracket, so he has to win 2 sets to take Grand Finals. And he's playing Panda, of like super low tier character. Qudans is playing Devil Jin, who is like one of the best characters in the game. And Qudans has been a Tekken player for fucking ever. Rangchu came out of nowhere. So that just kind of sets the stage for you. And so we get right into it. So we go ahead to 3 minutes. Now check this out. Rangchu does this bear hop thing. Now this hop is empty, but it goes into hunting stance. And
work your offense to kind of get the advantage.
You can see that like Qudans really wasn't sure what to do about it. Like he didn't really have anything, because like if he pressed a button at all during that, there's a good chance that Rangchu would just get floated into a juggle. But he has no idea what Rangchu is doing. I mean, Qudans has probably never played a panda at a tournament before. Like this is not to like shit on Qudans or anything, but that is a real thing. Like, you come up against this character. Yeah, exactly. Like, nobody has really. I mean, okay, they have played Rangchu before, at various tournaments, but like, this is world's grand finals, like serious world tour grand finals. This guy is out here with Panda, and it's like, you got to get your brain in gear for that. I mean, I'm sure that. Okay, Kudans is like a world level player, right? Like, you know, if I played Qudans, he would like quintuple perfect me or whatever, right? Like I'd be lucky to get in one hit. Um, so I'm not trying to be like, oh, Qudans is so bad. No. And I don't doubt that he did like his time in the lab, like working on other characters and so on. But you would have to think that he probably spent less time preparing for Panda than, Dragonov, Devil Jin, not Heihachi, because I don't think he gets played at like top tier anymore, but you'd have to think that he spent less time on this character that only one person plays, and that one person is a newcomer who might not even like make it out of pools, right? So you can understand why there'd be this like gap in the knowledge. So
Early on, you don't want to be behind. Early game free throws. Yeah.
Okay. Rangchu is just kind of on him here, and then he goes, okay, I'm going to press the button. Now watch this, okay? So he gets out of this, and immediately he goes to the Hell Sweep, and Rangchu doesn't see it coming. He gets a full combo.
He was not doing the correct combos.
Okay, so like one health sweep and Rangchu lost nearly 50% of his health. Like you have to watch for that move. But like if you go, oh, so the bear hop is like an actual attack thing, but you can cancel it into his hunting stance instead. Now the hop goes over low moves, but while Panda is in hunting stance, he goes under high moves. So you get like this low crush and this high crush. It's actually quite an evasive move, but it's really slow to actually do that, especially up in your opponent's face. So, because like the entire time that you're in the hop, like like your opponent can just press one and you get floated. Um, so, and you'll probably get. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do something off that. Like you'd hit the ground and I'd be like, oh, I get okay. But a player like Qudans is going to like get that jab and see you float and then hit you with a full combo, right? So it's kind of gutsy to just do it in his face, but I really just think that Qudans just like didn't really know. So he hits that hell sweep. Let's move ahead to 335, which is where we next are. So Rangchu took the first round. Now watch this. He does this opening electric ring god fist to try and punish the double bear claw, but the double bear claw cancels into hunting stance, so it actually goes under the let me back that up. Actually, let me just go back several seconds and I'll do it frame forward. So you can see here, right? He's predicts this, so he sidesteps this attack. Okay. And then he does an electric, and like this is a frame perfect electric. It's already active here. But because Panda is in hunting stance at this point, he's cancelled into hunting stance, he no longer gets hit by high moves, so he just goes straight under this.
Yeah, Rangchu ready to punish that whiffed eye laser on the ground. Nice work, round one.
Yeah, this could be the start of a huge climb here for Ron.
Okay, so Rangchu is like pushing like this, but watch this. Okay, except for that, like jumping kick, the Devil Jin like Qudans try for, all of this pressure that he's doing is safe. Like it's plus on block, it's not minus enough that he loses his turn. And you got to remember that like Panda has long reach, but his moves are really slow. So a lot of his moves, well, I should say her moves. Panda's a girl. A lot of her moves are like not actually great at punishing things, even at long range, because they've got these big bear arms. And she has this really weird hitbox and hurtbox. Like for most characters, their kick attacks have longer range than their punch attacks. But it's the reverse for Kuma and Panda, and to an extent Jack and Gigas, because Gigas is like Panda but Mata. So you got to be aware of that. And it's like Qudans just gets to do whatever he wants on offense. Basically, he's like freestyling on when he's being blocked here.
Rangchu more than content to be in point blank range.
From step, and then at best, right, like Rangchu is getting like taps on him. He's not getting like launches or like huge punishes or anything. So if we go ahead to, we can actually like go ahead a whole minute here. So I'm going to go ahead to 435-ish. So we'll go to 430. Okay, so
there from Qudans, he knew something.
Here, Rangchu reads. Yeah, yeah. So Rangchu is expecting the Hell Sweep, right? After this. But instead, Devil Jin has Demon Tail, which is this mid-hitting overhead that launches. It's much slower than Hell Sweep. It's 26 frames, so Rangchu sees it and is able to stand up and block it. But this move is safe, by the way. And it's also pretty, like, it's not super fast, but it's fast enough that your opponent probably won't jab you out of it. So you have this, like, almost true 50-50 mix-up, like, mid-low between Demon Tail and Hell Sweep. And then if they're standing, you just electric. And it's like, did they press buttons? They go up. Did they block? Well, you're plus. So it's really brutal on defense. So here we can go ahead. I just wanted to mention that because it's a big deal. Like, Rangchu's defense in this set, in this whole match, but is absolutely insane. It's absurd how good he is on defense, especially because Devil Jin is like a monster on offense. So moving ahead, we're gonna go to 525.
Getting out of that mix-up situation with a spring kick.
Uh-oh. A sliver of life left. Oh, he went for the 50-50.
So Devil Jin does this like 1-1 here. And that's totally safe. The reason he did it there was because he's like, okay, I don't know if I'm actually going to get like a full move out of this, but I can just throw 1/1 and it's +1 on block, okay? And like if I hit, I get a, like there's a follow-up I can do that gets me a knockdown. I can run up and get okay. It's like it's totally safe for him to just throw that out, and it's like, oh, this time I clipped him, so I won the round. That's what Devil Jin is like. It's actually really obnoxious to play against.
Yeah, I definitely.
That is not to say it's like, oh, Devil Jin is broken. It's like, no, it's obnoxious to play against because Qudans is really, really good. It really doesn't matter how plus you are if you don't know what to do with it. So, unless you're Paul. All of Paul's moveset, or most of it, is like disgustingly plus on block for no reason. It's actually really funny. Anyway, 439. Pretty much, yeah. And like, the thing about pit building in Tekken is that, unlike most 2D games where you can often like, I mean, they totally do, but and the problem is that it's like, oh, it's 10 frames. If you see them go into hunting, there's a good chance that you can actually just block before they actually counter hit you. Yeah, true. Um, the thing about this compared to 2D fighting games is that in a lot of 2D fighting games, you can convert like any stray hit into a full combo, but in Tekken, you really only get a full combo if you get a launch. At best, off stray hits, you'll usually get knocked down and Oki. So defense is important, but where defense and offense have their like greatest impact is in defending launches. Not like defending every stray hit because it's like, oh, if they hit me, they're gonna like RC and do, a full combo or something. You don't really have that kind of threat on you, and you don't take chip damage in Tekken under most scenarios. So, like, you can afford to just block. It's important. So, what was I, 530? Right, okay, so here, you see he does all this, and he gets the low parry. So, Qudans is, like, already kind of adapting to this, so he sees this low coming in, he's like, okay, he's done that before, he's gonna do a low. So he just reflexively taps down forward, and he gets this full combo.
So important, you do not want to let a game slip.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Like all the way to the wall, whiffs the wall hit because he's just out of range. But like, what can you do about that, right? So now we're in this situation where Rangchu has like escaped the wall, and he does this. This is 100% a knowledge check. So yeah, exactly. So all you have to do here is like either block low or do a low crush move. But there is always the threat that they will stand up and do like while standing true or whatever their launcher is. Yeah. Like whatever it is from hunting stance and launch you. So Qudans has a life lead. He's got his back to the wall, so it's a really rough position. He is much more worried about getting launched than getting like nibbled by this low. So Rangchu just clips him 3 times with that low one too. And that's I feel like this is really a knowledge check situation because like Devil Jin has things that you can do to just not even deal with that, and Qudans really didn't want to risk it. I feel like if Panda was a more common character, then he wouldn't have been stuck in that situation. So let's see, so we can skip ahead a bit, or we can see how the set ends. I think, yeah, Rangchu wins the set, I think, because he just wiggles on him with the hop repeatedly, and Qudans is just kind of stepping back, like.
Is that gonna? Oh no, he drops it.
Citrus fruit. Citrus fruit.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay, so 7:22. This I didn't even see until I was writing the notes, right? Okay, so... Okay, that doesn't look like anything important, but... This... Go forward. This move is plus... what did I say? It's +4, I think. Whatever it is. The point is, this is an I-13 frame trap. So he clips Qudans with this, and then he mashes while standing 2. And Qudans presses, so he gets launched. Because he just doesn't know that this is a frame trap. Like, I do not believe that this was like heat of the moment type thing. I'm sure that it was just 100% that Qudans just did not have the knowledge that that's a frame trap. Because again, it's Panda. Like, how much time in the lab are you going to devote to Panda before Worlds? Like, I'm sure, like, seeing Rangchu's name and having played him before, he would have spent some time on it, but when you look at all of the other top tier characters that you know are going to be there, it's like, can you really afford to devote, like, this much time to a character that you might not even face? Because there's a good chance that Rangchu won't even make it, like, to fight you. So yeah, so he gets clipped by this frame trap, right? And so we go ahead. And then this is an off-axis. Yeah, I think he hadn't won anything. I know he hadn't beaten like Qudans or JDCL or Nick. Yeah, exactly, right? It's like some Daigo shit, because Daigo was like famous for throwing out moves as like, oh, that's unsafe, but like it's Daigo, it's not safe when Daigo does it. Daigo does it because he knows that it's going to hit or he's not going to get punished. I think, see, the difference is when Daigo throws at an unsafe move, he knows that he's not going to get hit and he's not going to get punished. When Kasoro throws out an unsafe move, he doesn't care if he's going to get hit or punished. It is a small but important difference. So this wall splat, Qudans lands off-axis, which causes this to whiff, and basically saves Qudans in this round, because if this had connected, he would have lost. Like, he'd be down in rage at this point. This combo at the wall does a filthy amount of damage. And like, this entire segment, Rangchu is just super slick on his defense. He's like, no, no, no. He's waiting, gets like that clip, and see, like, he's doing this from basically the absolute maximum range that you can do it from. So he's slowly working away, but here you can see Qudans adjust, so he sees the hunting stance, and he does down 1, which hits mid. Sorry, that's not down 1, that's FF2, which hits mid. Gets a knockdown, runs up, goes for something. Rangchu stands up and presses buttons because Rangchu is insane and just severely messes him up. But you're already seeing the adjustment, right? 9:24. Let's go over here. Okay, so this is like the end of the round state, right? Like, if either of them, I mean, in Qudans' case, if he gets hit once, he can potentially die if he gets jailed into a string. Whereas Rangchu, if he gets launched, he's dead, but he probably won't die from a stray hit. So right here, Qudans lands the Rage Drive and goes for the damage extension, so Rangchu is like nearly dead, right? Like one sliver of health. Rangchu fiddles, does that, and does Twin Pistons. Now, Rangchu has been doing this, like this bear Twin Pistons thing, the whole match. But he's only been doing the first hit on block. If they blocked, he wasn't doing the second hit. So this time, Qudans is like, okay, he's not going to do the second hit. And so he doesn't block, and he gets launched and loses the round, right? So I want to make a point about this. because, like, normally, like, generally speaking, you shouldn't get hit by this ever, right? Uh, and, like, it's unsafe move if they block it and their panda just dies instantly. Um, and, Rangchu has noticed that, like, oh, after I'm doing the first hit of this, you know, Qudans is, like, immediately countering because he knows that I'm not doing the follow-up. Now, this is a bit of a mind game situation, but I also want to point out, like, it's really hard to be in this situation. Like, maybe at home you're like, oh, I could, like, just block forehead. But consider this situation, okay? You're down, like, 1 2/3 sets against a, basically a rookie player coming from losers. If he wins this round, then I think he resets the bracket. Or maybe he needs another round, another game, and then he resets the bracket. Either way, like, this is a bad position for you to be in because you're kind of getting blown up, and it's grand finals of worlds, okay? And, you are literally one hit away from, like, maybe staunching this momentum a bit. And he does this, which he's been doing the same way for 5 rounds. And it's like, in your heart of hearts, do you really have, the guts to be like, okay, no, this time it's going to be different and he's going to do something else and I should block it? Like, what? I guess this is kind of a clear indicator. Like, this is what separates, like, the winner from the loser in a lot of, like, really high skill level situations. It's like, Rangchu just believed that Qudans would, press. And and Qudans didn't believe that Rangchu would press. And I have no doubt that, like, he considered it, probably not consciously, but to make the decision, oh, I should block but if I should block, even though if I, like, keep blocking, he ends up, like, pushed away and can restart pressure or whatever. In a last hit situation, like, in your heart of hearts, like, can you tell me, yeah, I would have definitely blocked that? Like, no, you wouldn't. Get out of here. Okay, let's go ahead and do 12:43. I just wanted to include this bit because it's really cool. Or YouTube could fuck up. I should download. Okay, there we go. Sparks, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Like, anyone who hadn't, like, blocked the 1-2 every time, and again, like, Rangchu had only been throwing the 1. Like, he had never been throwing the 2. So this time he throws it, and of course Qudans got hit, because, like, at best you have, like, this guess that, okay, this time they're going to do something different because they've realized that I'm, like, always carrying after the 1. But to gamble, okay, so no, he had to win another game to reset the bracket. But, like, to gamble a game in World's Grand Finals against a player that everyone is like, you should have no problems beating. I mean, because, like, okay, Rangchu at this point had never beaten Qudans in a tournament. And by the same token, that puts a lot of pressure on Qudans to, like, not lose. Because it's like, oh, Rangchu is his new player, he's never beaten Qudans, and so Qudans at this point is down, like, nearly 2 whole games in grand finals to someone who's coming out of the losers bracket. It's like, that's a really intense situation. And of course, it's like the end of the day, the venue's noisy, you're probably tired, most likely you haven't been eating properly and, like, hydrating properly and all the rest of it. It's World's Grand Finals. Like, it's, at the time, it was probably the biggest Tekken tournament there had ever been. Um, literally the director of the game is here. Um, it's like a super intense situation to be in, so it's not really surprising that you'd see stuff like that, where it's like, maybe in a more relaxed setting, like, Qudans would have blocked that and won the round, but it's really hard to be like, oh, he should have just blocked it when you consider everything that's going on here. So, This bit I'm just including because it was sick.
Wow, the growling, snarling bear.
Something's gonna give. Oh my
Ouch.
gosh, he has him at the wall.
Two
One
hits.
more.
Oh my god!
Double KO! I do want to point out,
How many of those can we get? Okay.
double KOs work a bit differently in Tekken to a lot of other fighting games. When you get a double KO in Tekken, both players are awarded a game win. So as you can see, this was 1-0 and now it's 2-1 in Qudans' favor. So that's important. It doesn't matter too much in this round, but okay, so let's go ahead and do 13-15 because I wrote a note for that.
Able to block the down back two in time.
Yikes. Uppercut.
Oh,
No,
he missed it.
Okay, see this? This is awesome, okay? I think part of it is that with Tekken, games are traditionally matches are 3 out of 5. But in a lot of older games, that wasn't the case. It was like best of 3, or sometimes even best of 1. So how a draw worked was kind of up to the game itself. Like some games it would be like a do-over, and some games it would give both players back some health and be like just keep playing the round. In some cases, if it was like the last game, then it would count as a game win, but only if a player had a game lead. If it was like tied up, then it would just result in a draw game. It's really weird. So, Rangchu does this, right? So he gets this launch,
Uppercut.
and he goes for this, which he's obviously not sure if that's going to connect or not. But what he does is he holds, and so he goes into hunting stance and rolls over because Panda can do that. And as a result, when he gets clipped by this hell sweep, he only takes a little bit of damage and doesn't get launched. So he makes this whiff into something that is almost totally safe, right? Because now he just gets to like tech roll and stand up. And so he's back in neutral before Qudans can reach him. So this game is now like back in neutral, basically. Like Qudans at advantage, yes, but Rangchu has the presence of mind to like use this fairly like, I mean, I assume that if you play Panda, you of course know this, but the number of times that you would ever find a use for it in a real game has got to be pretty low. But he still had the presence of mind to make use of it here in order to avoid getting punished, which is really impressive. I'm sure if you've ever played like a fighting game, you've been like, okay, I've spent like 4 hours in the lab, I know everything, like I feel like I've got everything under control, and then you go into the first game and you forget fucking all of it. Like, good players, obviously that doesn't happen, but, or at least it doesn't happen as much, but it's a lot to... Yeah, I think that's true. I really do get the impression that Rangchu knows that Qudans doesn't know the matchup, as well as he probably, I won't say should, but I'll say as well as he might. Because it's just, again, like how much time are you going to devote to Panda, right? When you're preparing for this, it's not going to be much. Especially, and I also want to point out, Rangchu had a habit of switching characters in finals. I think this is the first time that he actually stuck with Panda into finals. Yeah, like card games and shit. Like you build your Yu-Gi-Oh deck and then yeah, or it's like you build your Yu-Gi-Oh deck and then you spend like 10 minutes staring at the cards in your hand because it's like, how does this combo work again? Yeah, that's a very precise game. Um Hisoten doesn't have as much like the tech is really different between Hisoten and almost any other game because it's like it's a what, 3-button, 4-button game, but like only one of the buttons by default is for like melee attacks, and the rest is for like flying around or power guarding or using your spell cards or like throwing projectiles and shit. So it's much more about like timing and manipulating movement than it is about like, oh, after you land this, you do this, right? So, but yeah, I mean, it's really sick that Rangchu had the presence of mind to do that. Okay, let's see. Safe, and then... Oh, yeah. This game,
Very nice.
this game, Qudans, like, completely downloads Rangchu.
Punish that today. Wow. Oh, the delay, Tsunami. Punish that. Beautiful work. Jockeying. Oh, he's getting out of the wall.
Like, he just knows. Like, Qudans is just in his head this game, and just sits on him for the rest of this game. And there's nothing Rangchu can do about it.
Hell no.
And he's
Like, just to say, because, like, a lot of this I'm like, oh, Rangchu should have prepped better. It's like, sorry, Qudans should have prepped better. It's like, Qudans is really good at this game. Like, I can't overstate how good Qudans actually is at Tekken. But, and you really see it in that game where it's just like, he's in Rangchu's face, he's dashing at him at point-blank range, and as soon as Rangchu does something, Qudans just blows him up, and then every time he does something for the rest of the round, he gets punished. It's really brutal. Okay, so let's go ahead to... yeah. Okay, so this bit...
You gotta be careful when you try to block it.
Yeah, nice blocks there. Oh, now the jab, trying to keep him honest here.
Okay. That was either pure luck or, like, the most galaxy brain read. Yeah, because...
Try to block it.
First of all,
Nice blocks there.
Qudans has been doing electrics while Rangchu is standing at that range, right? Make him stand, make him block, you'll plus after the electric, you get to continue pressure, it pushes him towards the wall, it's a good situation.
Oh, now the jab, trying to
So,
keep him honest here.
it's completely believable that this was a read, but if it was, then the spacing and everything, because, like, he comes forward, stops the dash with a crouch, does this, okay, and then immediately after this low, I want to point out, this is the same low that Rangchu frame-trapped Qudans with earlier in the set, and this time, Qudans recognizes that it's a frame trap, and because he does an electric out to answer it, the electric is faster than the punish that Rangchu used as part of the frame trap. So that's actually a really good adaptation. So he stands up, he does this electric, and I go back because I want to see how far Rangchu actually backed off. So he takes this one step back and does the can here. And the electric misses because Panda has a really weird hurtbox. And so the first hit of the can misses, but then the second hit connects. And he gets to do this full combo.
Follow up here, running.
Then he goes into bear stance, he gets to do pressure. And... yeah, if Qudans had FF2'd, because FF2 wall bounces, right? And I think Rangchu was in range that he would have actually got wall bounced off the FF2 and, like, died. Yeah. I mean, okay, either it was the most galaxy brain read or it was pure luck, but since you see the step back, I think, and, like, in my notes, I actually have written either pure luck or a god read, because until I slowed it down to frame by frame right then, I didn't even see the step back. Right, it was just like this micro step back to perfectly space it. It's actually godlike. I don't even think how that, because I don't even think the commentators noticed. Hold on.
Place it, and on the defensive, you gotta be careful when you try to block it.
Yeah, nice blocks there. Oh, now the jab, trying to keep him honest here. Oh, the second hit.
Yeah, no, the commentators didn't even notice, I don't think, or it just went by too quickly, but I feel like had they noticed, it would have been called out because it's actually sick. So after this combo,
Bear stance wake ups. The lows have been such a big
he
factor.
does this like bear dash pressure, which is really cool. So like,
Oh, I like it.
Okay, airborne. Hell.
and here's the wave dash pressure, right? So
Bear stance wake ups. The lows have been such a big factor now. He's switching to mids.
so he sidesteps this here, and then sidesteps does Demon Hoof because this is one of his sidestep
Oh,
moves.
I like it.
Then he does this wave dash, and then a second. So he does a crouch dash, and then immediately crouch dashes again. So a wave dash, because your wave dash basically, if they do anything as they start getting up, you can hell sweep them a lot of the time. So he goes into the hell sweep for pressure,
Sweep the wall.
gets a pickup,
Oh, he tried to get him out.
goes for the wall combo. This time, now I want to point out, Rangchu hit him with that get up earlier, but this time Qudans had the spacing correct. So it whiffed, and he knew that it was going to whiff too. Because if you look at what he's doing after the laser, okay, he backs up ever so slightly. He didn't even need to, and then he starts pressing, and like he just knows, right? Like it's over.
That's the type.
Let's go ahead, so we can skip ahead to 16 minutes, 16:53. Yeah, around here-ish.
So meticulous. The slow play, the solid gameplay.
Oh, the spring kick. He could have done
this.
This is a knowledge check situation. So normally, spring kick would work here, but because of how low Panda is during hunting stance, it actually goes over Panda, and so he gets to like nibble away some more damage here. I mean, Rangchu obviously knew that because he didn't do anything, he just waited. Like as soon as he saw the spring kick, he was just like, nah, I'll just wait and then punish it. But again, like Qudans obviously didn't know that that was the case, or he wouldn't have gone for the spring kick there, right? So again, like knowledge check, like you can't prepare for a cast of 50 characters. You have to focus on the ones that you think you're going to see, and it's just obvious that he didn't have the time to spend on Panda when he could be, preparing for like Dragonov or other Devil Jin players, or I don't know who else was top tier this season. The new Saudi guy, was he top tier still, or was that just people being like, oh, he's so good in week one? Like, you've got to prepare for the characters that you're going to see more, and that's starting, like, it's adding up over the course of the sets, right? So we can go ahead to 20 minutes in, because the rest of this game is pretty standard. So if we go to 20 minutes in, I do want to point this out, though. We got a Harada plays moment in Grand Finals of Tekken World Tour while Harada was right here watching.
Yes. He's well within kill
Oh,
range.
and he blocked it this time.
Not this
Okay,
time.
so
That
not this round.
customer, amigo.
All right, here we go. Qudans on the verge of taking the lead here in this
So, like,
final set. Oh,
see that? What was that?
all right, here we go. Qudans
So,
on
like, the electric is fine, but, like, what's this? Okay, so he hits with the hammer. I want to point out, it's not like Devil Jin is off axis or anything, right? Like, no, this is, like, totally, like, level with each other. Goes for the hammer for some reason, and it just misses. Like, it just passes straight through him like it's XCOM. Like, Harada, please. I mean, he's right there. The guy is right there watching his game be jank. In Grand Finals of Tekken World Tour. And then they released Fakumram, who is, like, even worse about it. Although that's mostly fixed nowadays, but, like, holy shit. 24, 30... Oh, yeah. So this is, like, this, I was... No, that's
Do it
25.
100 times. I don't care. Go ahead.
again.
So 30, okay.
Still has the lead,
So this whole sequence that you see here, I was talking about, like, how, like, earlier it was like, no matter how confident you are, like, can you really say that it's like, oh, I'm, like, 100% going to trust this read and just commit to it and possibly lose the round? Even though, you know, they haven't done anything different this whole game.
Again,
But
him at the wall.
Do it 100 times. I don't care. Go ahead.
here, like, Qudans is just, like,
Oh, and look at that.
super confident that everything that he does is gonna work. Like, he just goes for it, and it pays off.
The confidence is working.
Like, in this instance, like, there's no hesitation. He just goes in. Like, you know, Panda's at the wall. They're, you know, not the best when they're super up close because they've got those big arms that take forever to reach you. You know, he can pressure really well because if he gets any kind of hit, he can potentially wall splat and get, like, a wall combo. So he just goes in, and it really pays off, unlike in, like, earlier games where you didn't see that and it was costing him. Go ahead to 25-34.
There's plenty of time left for Rangchu to counter.
Okay, so Rangchu has noticed that Qudans is opening a lot of his games with sidestep, electric wind god fist. So this time he does his power crush. So during this move you have super armor. Every character has at least one. But you still take the damage, which in this case is a pretty healthy chunk of, like, the bar. But so he just reads this and just goes in, and then he immediately reads, because, like, Qudans has done this like that move multiple times at that range, and Rangchu is just like no, and just jabs him and goes into G clef and gets a juggle that when he floats him out of it. It's, like, actually really impressive, and you can tell as well. Like, okay, so he gets up. This is a read, okay? Like, Panda is moving before Qudans does the input. Right? So that is 100% a read. Like, he did that too before Qudans even did the kick. Like, he just knew he was 100% inside Qudans' head for that move.
We're starting to see more and more of the power crushes as that goes on as well.
Because he knows when to place it now.
So we go ahead to 26-50.
Let's see what happens. Oh, no!
Okay. So I mentioned this before, but Panda has really stubby legs. So this should be free damage for Devil Jin. But because Panda has these really stubby legs, and, like, he stands with his legs are all the way at the back of his body, right? Because he leans forward a long way. Most characters, like, have, like, you know, karate style stances where their legs are more evenly spread, like, and they're, like, shoulder width. So on almost any other character, this would have hit, but it doesn't, only because it's Panda. And, like, had he done any recovery option other than just standing up, this would have hit him. But because he's like, no, I'll just stand up, Panda's, like, super stubby legs cause this to whiff.
Oh, no!
Yeah, he was worried about it.
And, like, he gets, you know, he gets a whiff off the can, but it still gets him mostly out of the wall. And then he just kind of goes in this little blender type scenario. 27-14. So that's over here. Oh, yeah. Here's a knowledge check. So Qudans either doesn't know or doesn't see this throw because he fails to break the 1-2 throw, and it is a 1+2 throw because it's rolling circus, which is one thing. But then Rangchu gets him at the wall with this little bit of knowledge that if you do this at the wall, even though Panda takes damage, you get up 3, like, for free afterwards.
Oh my god!
And consequently, he's able to capitalize on it and take the round. Which is, you know, more knowledge check stuff, like, even if, okay, like, even devoting time to labbing out Panda, did you lab out what happens if Panda hits you, like, with rolling circus, with Panda's back to the wall, and, like, the Oki situation, they're out of it? Because, like, you've got to think about, like, how to be efficient with your time when you're, you know, labbing and shit, so Are you gonna lab this one specific situation that in this like whole grand final sequence only came up once? Of course you're not. You're gonna spend it doing things that actually matter, like, working out how to kill Dragunov, who was like absurd this season, but apparently not as absurd as Panda. Okay, we're going to 27:54, but I can't actually read what I wrote for my notes. So we're just gonna kind of guess based on what I see.
Oh! This is huge.
Yes, he's gonna get the wake up.
And the wall.
Oh my god! Oh!
I think this says read, but this is like the same thing that Rangchu has been doing this whole game, right? Like,
And the wall.
he sees this coming and does something about it. This is the third time that he's hit Qudans out of that move. Which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's pretty consistent. I think Qudans has only landed that move once, maybe twice in the entire set. Every other time, he's either been blocked or he's been hit out of it. I mean, hitting someone out of a move like that 3 times across a set is kind of a big deal. It really demonstrates that you have them like kind of locked up in your head, I guess. So after that, 29:48, because we're coming to the end here. Oh yeah, right. So, this is really rough to watch. If YouTube will catch up, uh, streaming and doing YouTube at the same time is not easy. So, was that for this whole round? Yeah, okay. So it was actually for the whole round.
Gonna be, or if knows that
Let's go forward a bit.
huge the
Rounds
man,
for
you know you have
So
to
this
lose
entire
closer
second
to the
round.
future. This stage is huge. The crowd is loud, and he's still able to perform at such a solid level.
Oh, no, nice wall rising attack. The follow up here.
Okay, bear uppercut. 2 hits. Woo, ducking under that. Man, the
Oh, he
flash
got it.
duck. G-clef.
Counter hit follow up here. What's he going to do? Running bear attack into the
Wow.
mix up.
Okay. One more hit, and he's won.
Qudans just falls apart this round. Like, you can tell that he's really lost his composure this round. Yeah, that too. Like, there's such an obvious knowledge deficit, and you can't really like blame him for it. Like, first of all, who would have expected Panda in grand finals? Second, up to this point, Rangchu had like always switched characters in finals after playing Panda in like lower brackets. So even seeing Rangchu's name, I would doubt if. And remember, Rangchu had never beaten Qudans before this. So even seeing Rangchu's name, you would think that Qudans probably wouldn't spend too much time worrying about Panda specifically. Like, even because even if it was like, oh, I'm gonna face like Rangchu in grand finals from losers brackets somehow, because I think didn't he beat like JDCR or Knee to get into grand finals in the first place? I think he beat someone who was up there to get into the losers side winner position in the first place. But so even seeing Rangchu, you'd have to think, oh, he's not actually going to play Panda in finals. He's going to play a good character, so I don't have to spend much time like labbing Panda. And again, this is someone that I've always beaten, so I probably shouldn't worry about it too much. Like, I should spend my time, like, practicing against, these real problem matchups I have against, players who I often have, like, even sets with or who I've lost to, or so on and so forth. But, like, this entire sequence from when he, like, falls into the corner,
Into the mix up.
like, Qudans is just open. Like, he just gets completely opened up. Like, he gets hit by the mid, he gets hit by the lows, he, like, crouches low for 10 years and gets hit by a mid. It's, like, really messy. You can just see his composure just goes. After he gets hit by the G-Clef, he just kind of crumbles. It's kind of like I would. It's not as dramatic, but I would equate it to like the match between Steve H and Kasoru in Final Round in Guilty Gear XX. Um, Steve H spends the entire match doing charge stun edge Oki, and in like the last game, Kasoru reveals that like he knows the volcanic viper goes under that, and yeah, and Steve H just falls apart. Like his whole game plan just shatters. You can see it happen in real time. It's really brutal. Um, like you just watch him suddenly, like, because he has to like try and figure out a new Oki thing because, uh, Kusoro has been blocking, like standing up and blocking that, and like having to deal with the cross up for like 3, 4 sets because it was grand finals, so they were playing like I think it was a best of 5, but there was a bracket reset because someone was coming in from losers. I think it was probably Kusoro coming in from losers, and he won like the first set. So this entire time, Kusoro has been like, "Oh, I guess I'll block this," and then when he's like, when he needs to go in for the win, he suddenly just goes, "Oh, by the way, I never needed to block this in the first place." And Steve H just like folds, like he has nothing. He just crumbles. Kusoro takes the rest of like all of the rest of the game after that is just like super tilted in Kusoro's favor. Um, you can just see in his gameplay that he just falls apart. It's like really rough to watch, but it's really interesting. And also that game is sick because Kusoro is amazing. So I also want to call out this is how the like grand finals ends, right? So we're in this like one hit situation the same as before.
No! Be careful, one more, he can end it here.
Qudans!
Remember I told you that that was Panda's 10-frame jab? Unlike his one, which is 11 frames? He won because of that. Like, that doesn't seem like a lot, but for a lot of players, you would really have this instinct to like, I just get to get in one hit, I'll just press one. I genuinely don't know if like long range tsunami kick is actually punishable by Panda's jab because it's 11 frames at that distance. But like Rangchu has the presence of mind for it. He taps 2, he takes grand finals, like entirely because of that. Um, it's like really cool to see because I can guarantee you if it was me, I would have pressed 1 like an idiot and probably lost grand finals, right?
We have a animal of a champion here. Oh, are they gonna kiss?
Maybe,
Wow,
but
it looked like they were about to kiss.
And then Rangchu was like, "Oh, my parents don't know that I was like traveling the world playing Tekken. How do I tell them that I'm world champion now?" I do want to say I'm not going to show it. You can watch the actual video. I'll link it in the description when it goes up on YouTube. But the commentators on like Harada do Rangchu like really dirty. They like barely notice him, and instead they focus on Qudans who like beat was it JDCR or whoever it was. Like people in the comments on this video were like really complaining about it, and I mean it's like yeah, because like okay, so you just won fucking worlds, right? And what happens,
want to say we saw that
where
everyone
the fuck is Harada?
Steve, tasty Steve, easy to and again. Oh,
Please, event. I want you guys to make some noise. Big mind.
Yeah, okay, so
Noise for the Tekken World Tour Finals. Tell me this is not an amazing event. Tell me that was not some good ass Tekken, ladies and gentlemen. Come here. Come here. Come first and foremost. I want you guys to make some noise for a good friend of mine and your 2017 Tekken World Tour champion. He came in second. Make some noise for UYU's very own Qudans. This man is ridiculous. This man is ridiculous. Ridiculous. although he may not be our champion, definitely still one of my favorite players. But first, I want you guys to make some noise for Harada and Michael Murray, the gods, the gods, the gods. These are the people who are going to present you with the trophy. I am not worthy. You are too good. But these guys, they know how to deal. Make some noise for our fearless leaders, ladies and gentlemen.
Panda. Panda. Really?
Really? Okay, funny, yeah, but like,
Congratulations. 本当にいい試合を見せてもらいました。ありがとうございます。
Yeah, we were really excited to see your matches, and
大会こんなに本当にみんな集まったのに
I, I, I feel like Rangchu was really hard done by like the presenters and Harada and stuff compared to like especially compared to Qudans. But maybe that's just me. So yeah, there is your breakdown of Rangchu v Qudans, which is probably like at this point it's probably the most iconic Tekken set. Oh, as I move all of this shit and punch my microphone. There. Yep. Where is this? So then I thought, since we're already out here talking about Tekken, I might actually play some Tekken because it's like the middle of the day. I might actually get some opponents. Because the last time I tried to play Tekken on stream, it was like 2 in the morning. And I live in Australia. So you don't find people unranked in Australia at 2 in the morning on a weekday. Now, in contrast to the very high-level play that we were just looking at, I'm much worse at this game than either of those two players. She's not. However, someone put together a skin for her from, I think it's from, it must be from like the Automata skin, because I don't think Soul Calibur 6 had a PC release, did it? But yeah, someone put a really good looking skin out for it over Noctis, which is, I want to point out, Noctis is like more insane to have in this game than 2B. Oh, is this where I was?
Round 1. Fight.
Every time. Oh, nice duck. Speaking of frame traps, that's my favorite parlor trick setup for Tombstone.
Round 2. Fight.
Why did that hit from there? Okay.
KO. Round 3. Fight.
Oh, come on. I mistimed the button. Ouch.
Round 4. Fight.
Come on. If you only just saw the giant swing, you are a long way behind. Oh! Okay, this one knows that you need to duck that. Okay.
Fight.
Ah! I did not deserve to win that game.
Get ready for the next.
I did not deserve to win that game at all.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh, okay. Okay, you don't really know what to do about that though, do you? I gotta stop doing that. That is by far my worst habit.
Round
Because I have a friend who will always get hit by that. Mid after that, that's a mid.
KO. Round 3. Fight.
Why did I duck? That's not gonna kill.
KO.
That was so deserved.
You lose. Get ready for the next battle.
Oh yeah, I know, I'm just bad.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh! Oh, you don't get up. Okay. Very good.
KO. Round 2. Fight.
Why did I block low?
3. Fight. KO. Round 4. Fight.
I pressed my sidestep too early, so I just stood there in neutral grab like an idiot. Now I'm dead. Stop doing that, you idiot!
You lose. Get ready for the next battle. Round 1. Fight.
I know, like, in my head, I know better, but I just, like, reflexively just want to press it. It's like every king main wants to do that. Oh no! My controller fell out! Ah!
Round 2. Fight.
Alright, you are always gonna backstep from that so I can tap you for free.
KO.
That was such a read. Like, she pressed at the exact moment that I decided to block low. Okay, but you don't know that you should block that. Okay.
KO.
Ah!
You lose.
My own lack of, like, matchup knowledge against Kasumi is starting to, definitely showing there. Oh, what? Hey. That's better. Oh yeah, right, that reminds me I should try that and see if that still works. You don't actually have any choice in who the practice dummy is. It just picks randomly. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. Wrong button.
New challenger.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna actually get that to work. Oh, no, there we go. That's 76 if I make that out of it. 73, yeah, okay, I'm not making that, like, way harder for only 3 more damage. I used to know this. Is it 140? In this season? I think it's 140. Maybe it's 145? Actually, that sounds too low. No, I can find out. Okay, it's currently 175. It's like you do a 73 damage like juggle like that. That's actually why I started playing King full time. Prior to Tekken Revolution, I played Jin. Not very well, but I played Jin, and I had like a pocket King that I wasn't very good at. And then when Tekken Revolution dropped, in that game, the starting roster was, I think from memory, it was like basically the starting roster from Tekken 1. And so it was like, you know, there's all these characters that have like really good juggle potential, and I'm really shit at juggling people, so I just started playing King instead. Because with King, right, it's like, oh, you know, here's the string trap, and it's like, okay, now I get a tombstone, and it does, oh, how much? 58 damage? Or, you know, you get giant swing, and it does, 75? 65. Like, you know, God forbid you land Rolling Death Cradle, which does... Yeah. Yep, Rolling Death Cradle, which does 110 damage out of 175. Yeah. But I mean, it's like, you know, even if they tech Giant Swing, like, you still did command throw damage, and you're at, like, long range, which King, honestly, is pretty good at, because you have, like, you know, you can run in and you get, like, a full mix-up between his running throws and, like, running moves generally, or you can do his, Power Crush move, because it moves you forward a long way, or if you want to wait for them, like, you have options to catch them on counter hit, or you can do, like, long-range burning knuckles, so... Even if they take it, it's not that bad, and from memory, if you, okay, this is obviously screwed up, Can I, like, go back to the menu, please? Okay, I might just, Okay, I'm just gonna force quit the game real quick. Something obviously went pear-shaped there. See, like, even if they take it, it's like you still command through damage, your position is still pretty good. I think it's a pretty, like, fair situation to be in, and now, since, is it since Tekken 6 that he's had 2 on a Twister? Giant Swing 2? Because that does, is it 55 damage? I think it's less than Giant Swing because you can't tech it. Computer, hello? Okay, that was weird. Steam Cloud tried to not sync and be like, oh, you're gonna lose all of your save data. It's like, no, I don't think I am. I got really annoyed the other day, actually. I was having a really good set with someone. And like, I'd won 2 games, they'd won 2 games, they were winning a 3rd game, and my game fucking crashed, and I'm like, ah! Because I know that the other person is gonna go away thinking that I plugged. I mean, justifiably so, right? Because I was losing.
This tournament 7. King.
It's like, it absolutely looked like I plugged, and I feel really bad about it. No, I cancelled it from loading and let it sync instead. That being said, all I'd really lose is my rank and my Master of Iron Fist plate,
New challenger.
which isn't that bad. Because, the, like, max level difficulty Akuma fight in the story special chapter is actually not that difficult once you, figure out that his AI is really, really stupid. Yeah, like, one of the things that I like about King, and this is why I picked him up, is that a lot of his attacks just turn into like a third of your opponent's life bar with very little juggling or anything required. That connection though, it's like no bars for several seconds. It's like, Welcome to Australia. Okay. Those are some interesting stats. I'm gonna guess that Steve isn't their their main.
Round 1. Fight.
That's a parlor trick, but it works a lot more than it should.
KO. Round 2. Fight.
Oh! Yeah, I'm going to the wall. Really? Hmm. Ah! He tricked me.
Fight.
Yo, that sync with the music there? So, oh no, am I gonna miss that? No, okay. I really thought that that might whiff.
KO. Round 4. Fight.
Oh, nice duck. Dude, I love watching good Steve players. Oh! I may just die. Nope, we in there, okay.
You win.
Good Steve players are like so sick to watch. You remember Steve Yagami posted that video in like 2012 of like epic Steve dodges? And it's like, oh man, I want to play this character, and then it turns out I'm not good enough to play Steve like that. But it's so like it's such a good video. At one point, he like organically in the game recreates the Hwarang versus Steve bit from the Tekken 5 opening video. It's like, holy shit, that really happened. Ah! Oh no, I fumbled it. Hey, you cannot just do that there, my friend. Controller, please.
Round 2. Fight. Perfect. Round 3. Fight.
Oh, whoops. I messed up the 10 hit. Ah! Okay, he's finally figured that one out.
Round 4. Fight.
Nice. Wrong button. Oh well. That's still a frame trap.
KO. You win.
Pretty much. King actually is the character that taught me about tick throwing, which is kind of funny because tick throwing doesn't technically exist in Tekken. But one of the like most useful things that you can learn when you pick up King is to buffer giant swing, which is forward, half circle forward, during his jab. So you like jab and then do giant swing off it. Like that. Oh no! I thought I was gonna get away with that.
Round 2. Fight.
Because you can also do 200 twister off it. Like that. Oh, really? Oh, that's right, you're off axis after that. I totally forgot.
KO. Round 3. Fight.
Oops. I gotta stop jabbing off the round start because he can really just, like, stuff it. Yep.
Round 4. Fight.
Chloe is actually really hard to use well. Oh! That's right, the second hit of that is high. I think I'm dead. No, I should have died. I really should have died. I'm dead.
You lose.
Like,
Get ready for the next battle.
Chloe's back turn to pressure is really slick, but it's almost entirely fake. I don't actually know if she got any buffs this season because I wasn't paying that much attention, but her moveset is like really full of holes because she's more like tricky and evasive. So good Chloe players are really impressive.
Round 1. Fight.
That's an unblockable, my friend. Okay, I gotta stop. I gotta do something else out of that low crouch dash now, like that. Wrong move, moron! Oh, wait, that's the button for this one.
KO. Round 2. Fight.
Ah. Sometimes you can get away with like really silly stuff doing that.
KO. Round 3. Fight.
Ah! That perfect spacing though. By which I mean his perfect spacing, not mine, obviously.
Round 4. Fight.
Ah, I'm okay. For some reason I just can't do the 10 hit today. 10 hit's kind of bad, but the fact that there's a triple low at the end really messes with people. Oof. Rangchu too.
Get ready for the next battle. Round one. Fight. KO.
That was dumb. I should have done down 1-2.
Fight.
Ah!
KO.
Cheeky power crush.
Fight.
I really thought he might do it that time. Dude, this guy's spacing is like immaculate.
KO. Round four. Fight.
Oh, that's right, it comes over that way. Oh, hello, what is this lag? No, I'm dead. Why did I back 4 there? That was such a boneheaded thing to do. Good game. Good game. I got blown up.
New challenger. Get ready for the next battle.
Oh yeah. That's a lot of Tekken prowess.
Round one. Fight.
Ooh, nice tech. Why did I do the punch one? I should have done the...
KO. Round two. Fight.
You can't just throw into that, my friend. Okay, you do not really know what you're doing, do you? I'm dead. Yep. I was trying to backstep the second kick. Okay.
Fight.
I'm gonna lose to this guy, aren't I?
KO.
I really thought that I was gonna hit and I was gonna get a wall bounce.
Fight.
Just do it again. I think that's gonna miss. Yeah!
KO. Final
Yeah, probably.
fight.
I'll just do it again. My guy, you gotta stop pressing buttons. Like, you gotta block sometimes. Oh yeah, that's right, that wall splat's on block.
You win.
Bruh. And yeah, back turn 3 is guaranteed after spring kick, but it's way less fun than hitting them with atomic lariat when they get up. Can you plus after this? No, okay. But you are at just the right range, so that may work regardless. Wait. Oh, okay, you need to delay it a little tiny bit.
New challenger. Get ready for the next battle.
Uh-oh. um, this could be kind of rough. Um, oh, it's not like I'm especially great at the game or anything.
Round one. Fight.
Okay. Yeah, it's one of these kinds of players.
Round two. Fight.
It's more that I'm really bad at wall combos, but King has a wall throw, so I just do that instead. It's very not optimal. You can get significantly more damage by doing like pretty much anything else. But especially at the level that I'm at, a lot of people at the wall will like try and like get up kick or something. So you backstep to avoid that, and then you do F2-1 and wall throw.
Round one. Fight.
Oh, what are you doing?
KO.
Really?
Round two.
Huh, okay.
Fight.
The triple low into the attack throw at the end of that is actually really nasty. Like, you can really catch people sleeping with it. Yeah.
KO.
And a lot of people, when they're back to the wall, they'll like panic and really try to get out, so you can do some pretty rude stuff to them, like that. I just cannot hit that just frame for some reason. It's not even difficult.
You win. Get ready for
They're learning though. So this is definitely like a newer player. Because it's not like their fundamentals are like godly, and it's just that they're new to the character. They're definitely like new to playing Tekken, but they've like you could see them learning in that match. Like they got up and ducked the back turn to 1+2, which is unblockable. So
fight.
no, I was doing so like you land that, and it's like, oh yeah, I get like a full combo, but then I dropped it.
Perfect. Round two. Fight.
I should have done ankle snatch. Come on, my guy.
KO.
I love Olympus Slam. The fact that it now works on any hit, even if it's not counter hit, is just so great. Oh, he doesn't know, okay.
You win.
So, if anyone watching this, like, doesn't know, you can literally just mash 1 and get out of that chain grab most of the time. Like, the way that I do the inputs, you can literally just mash 1 and you will escape the chain throw. um,
Get ready for the next battle.
yeah, like, if you just mash square, then you escape the chain throw. Yeah, I do, I use the shoulder buttons to do, like, multiple pad inputs, but the way that I do, like, 3 and 4 button inputs is by holding down one of my buttons that is 2 buttons and then doing the other inputs, which is the only way that I could figure out how to actually do them, because it's, like, really finicky on a PlayStation controller for whatever reason. But, like, yeah, you can just mash square, you'll get out. Oh no! Oh, dude, I love Gigas. I really need to put more time into playing him. Ah, no, okay, that only works at range. Today I learned. Oh, he crushes high at the start of that move. At the start of that, like, hit lag, okay. Isn't it sad that you don't get a command throw off that like Murdoch does? Oh no! Uh-oh. Oh!
Fight.
Oh, hold on.
You win. Get ready for the next battle.
So what makes Gigas like really interesting to me is that you can really put your opponent on the clock defensively because anytime that they do anything that leaves them minus 12, you get to take 1/8 of their health with his 1-2. Like every time. So if you're good, I feel like if you're good defensively, you could actually do like really well with Gigas. I should probably focus instead of talking. Oh!
KO.
I don't know why I did that. He's out here mashing punches. Of course I'm gonna get like clipped out of the air.
Fight.
Oh, is it more now? I haven't played him in a while, but like, it's a lot. Like, well, if you just do the 1-2, then it's like 1/8 of their health. I assume that you can do more of like RPN combos and stuff, but it's a really interesting design of character for me because in Tekken, most characters, like, there isn't really like a defensive character as such. So, but I think Gigas is actually like that. Oh no, he got me! Oh shit. I had like 1 pixel of health.
Fight.
Dude, why is that so fast? Oh! Okay, he doesn't know.
KO.
So, a lot of people, after you down back 3 and you don't counter hit, but you hit, will do like, Dude, he mixed me so hard that I should not have got hit by that. No! I was trying to do Jaguar Bomb, and I did his Rage Art instead, like an idiot. A lot of people, after you down back 3, are scared of rock bottom, so they'll backdash. And so you can actually tackle them out of that. Which is what I was setting up for, but he just, like, hit me instead. Because you're only minus if you're a bitch.
Round one. Fight.
Oh! Yeah, that hits from back there, my guy.
Round two. Fight.
Ah! Whoa! Are you kidding me? We hit each other and I got launched and he got a combo? Oh no, that was dumb. Why did I do that?
KO. Round three. Fight.
Nice. Oh!
KO.
So I meant to do FFN2, and instead I did FFF2. I was like, oh, that doesn't work. Oh no! Okay. I did the wrong input for Samurai Lock.
Final round. Fight.
Yeah, see, like it does that much damage. It's awesome.
You lose.
It's like, oh, you minus? Let me just take this health.
Get ready for the next battle. Round one. Fight.
Oh no. Okay, I really thought that for a second there we were gonna have like the same thing happen, but sadly it didn't.
Round two. Fight.
That's a 1+2 break, I gotta remember that. I don't think you can tech that either, unlike Giant Swing.
KO.
Ouch.
Round three. Fight.
Why am I talking? Oh, okay. Oh no. Ah! Am I just dead? Oh! Oh yeah. Hey Lauren, are you still awake? Yep.
Challenger. Get ready for the next battle.
Full frontal. Okay, that's actually a sick username.
Round 1. Fight.
Okay, good duck. That's good for. Oh, not that I can talk. Nice electric. Oh, come on, I was holding the button and everything. Sorry, my guy, I knew you were gonna follow that up, and this was the easiest way to deal with it.
KO. Round 2. Fight.
That's plus, moron. This is also plus.
Great.
Oh, that looked like it hurt.
Round 3. Fight.
Why did I press buttons? Oh, nice low parry. Oops. Oh, that is high now. That's what?
Round 4.
Okay. I love that setup to this day, even though it's like old and bad. Ah! That's plus.
KO. Final round. Fight.
Was Jin's wall parry always this good? I pressed wrong and now I'm gonna die.
Perfect.
Yep.
You lose.
Wrong button. It's fine. Yeah, good idea.
KO.
Oh!
Round 2. Fight.
Why did I duck? That does not hit from there. You know that. You discovered this last game. Nope. Yeah, that was completely deserved. I shouldn't have done that.
Fight.
It's so weird that you don't get anything off that. Wow, nice. Okay, we finally learned to duck that, which is good for him, but much less good for me. Nope, wrong button.
KO. Round 4. Fight.
Okay, no, I have to do the other throw off that. Why do I press buttons?
KO. Final round. Fight.
That works, and it really shouldn't. Oh, I was not thinking that that would whiff from there. Okay. You got a duck. Oh, nice parry. Oh!
You lose.
Yo, hello, Achoto TV. That was sick. Not even mad, that was actually awesome. No, it wasn't even a whiff. He actually used Jin's parry against it, because that Jin's parry works on unblockables, and it works on rage arts.
Round
He parried that and then punished it. It was awesome. Why did you do that? You know better. Oh!
Round 2. Fight.
I didn't deserve to win that.
Fight.
Oh, nice. Nice sidestep. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna die. Yeah.
KO.
Just jabs.
Round 4. Fight.
Too early. Oh! Dude, that was on counter hit and everything. I feel like I should have taken, like, significantly more damage than I actually took there. Oh no! I'm dead! Okay. I gotta cut it up there, because I gotta stop for dinner and stuff, and to give my throat a rest, because, I wasn't expecting to, I haven't streamed in a bit, because I've been busy and stuff, so my voice is kind of worn out after going over all that. Let me just do, I want to check if, this works, so... Oh, did I say redeem gamer? Okay. I had that last night and I wanted to see if it was actually working, and yes, it is. Oh yeah, there's a lot of funny stuff that you can play using the redeem command if you want. If you do like ! store, it shows the stuff that you can redeem. But I just wanted to check that that was actually working because I added it last night and I haven't tested it yet. Okay. I'm going to like be less around after the 27th because I'm moving house. It's like actually set in stone now. But once I'm at the other end, I will have like I'll be able to set the place up in a much better way because I didn't set this up thinking, oh, I'm gonna like seriously get into streaming, because I didn't have the internet for it, but I will at the other place. So I'm gonna set it up more like a stream studio, so I'll be able to do like much more stuff, like play more console games and that kind of thing. And hopefully but like, in the meantime, I do want to do more Fudge Fiesta. I definitely want to play more Tekken, because people are actually playing it. So yeah, that about wraps it up. Thanks to everyone who stopped by, thanks to everyone who's watching, and I will see you guys next time.